Acme CFO Jane could foresee bad things on the horizon for the flashlight maker. She was a little worried, so she went home and told her husband about Acme's problems. "Oh, Bob, I'm worried about Acme's numbers. I think this next quarter is going to be rough. I may have to start looking for another job." Bob listened and walked into his lawyer's office the next morning. Look, Nikhil, thanks for making time this morning. I gotta tell you, Jane tells me that Acme's upcoming quarterly earnings do not look good. So how would it go if I sold a bunch of Acme stock before earnings were released publicly? How would it go? I'll tell you how it would go. You would go, Bob. You would go to jail. Look, use your brain, make a plan. But as your lawyer, I'm telling you, that plan cannot include selling Acme securities before quarterly earnings are released. Nikhil, you're right. I appreciate it. Then Nikhil ran out of his office. He ran out the door and down the street. He ran through a forest. And he ran across a mountain range. He finally stopped to sit on the edge of a distant cliff and pondered what he'd just heard. But he hadn't run far enough away to escape the dopey thing he was about to do. Because then, like a knucklehead, he pulled out his phone and said, "Get me out of Acme as soon as possible. Sell everything." Do you think this ends well? Do you? You have to think about tipping cases in terms of derivative liability. So if the insider tipper does not have scienter, the tippees can have bad intent and still escape liability under the classical theory. Jane had been venting and worried and almost certainly not leaking Acme's information with bad intent. Mentioning Acme's upcoming earnings was really dumb, but was done negligently and not with scienter. And Bob, God help his pinhead, was just getting legal advice from Nikhil. If Jane could not have foreseen that Bob's lawyer Nikhil would trade on her Acme information, it's likely going to be hard to make Nikhil liable under a tipping theory. And remember, Jane wasn't reaping a personal benefit in any form. But Nikhil plainly breached his fiduciary duty to Bob and traded on the Acme information after he had advised Bob what the right course was. Nikhil is therefore almost certainly liable under the misappropriation theory, which we discussed in volumes 5, 6, and 7. As a reminder, Nikhil is liable because he breached his fiduciary duty to Bob, the source of his information, and then traded on the basis of it. More on the way. Stay tuned.